You've been carrying an idea for years. Maybe it was a product, a book, a course, a brand, something quietly creative, quietly powerful, but always waiting. You told yourself the same story over and over. I just need more time. I need the right tools. I need someone to help me bring it to life. And now, all of that exists. Artificial intelligence can write with you, design for you, build beside you. You don't need a team. You don't need money. You barely need experience. What you do need is nerve. Because now the real question isn't, can you create? It's, why haven't you? See, AI didn't just make creation easier. It made hesitation louder. You can't blame a lack of access anymore. You can't hide behind the wait for permission. The tools are here, and they're not just efficient. They're accelerating without you. And that's what makes this moment so brutally honest. You're no longer blocked by limitations. You're blocked by belief. In this episode, we're not just talking about how to get rich with AI. We're exploring the inner war it surfaces between the part of you that's still waiting to be chosen and the part that's finally realizing no one is coming. Because if you don't create now, when it's never been easier, faster, or cheaper, you're not just missing an opportunity. You're forfeiting a future. The AI revolution isn't about replacing you. It's about revealing you. And whether you'll show up, not just as a user, but as an owner. Not just to survive this wave, but to ride it toward the freedom you've always wanted. You used to wait because that's what kept you safe. Waiting gave you control. It gave you space to rehearse, prepare, collect more knowledge, to build the perfect version of the thing in your head before risking it in the real world. That made sense in the world we used to live in, a world where gatekeepers ruled everything, where launching meant risking money, time, public failure. You had to wait until you were sure, because back then, the cost of being unready was real. But in this world, the cost of waiting is everything, because now, while you're still planning the perfect version, someone else is posting the draft. While you're fine-tuning your message, they're building momentum. While you're waiting to feel worthy, they're already visible, already monetizing, already learning in public. And here's the twist that hurts the most. They're not better than you. They're just less afraid to be seen unpolished. This is the contradiction you're living in. The same carefulness that once protected your dreams is now the very thing starving them. Because AI doesn't care how perfect your idea is. It rewards speed, curiosity, volume, iteration. It's not asking, are you ready? It's asking, are you willing? Willing to let things be messy. Willing to let things be seen. Willing to trust that your voice still matters, even when it trembles. Here's what you keep telling yourself. I'm just researching. I'm refining the idea. I want to get it right. But underneath that logic is fear. Not fear of failure exactly, but fear of being seen trying. Because as long as you're still thinking, still planning, still tweaking, you can't be judged. You can't be rejected. You can't prove to yourself that maybe you're not as ready or as brilliant or as original as you hoped. So you stay in the loop. You consume more content to feel inspired. You compare yourself to creators who already started. You tell yourself you're behind, but also not quite ready to begin. And the longer you wait, the more pressure builds. Now it doesn't feel like you're just starting late. It feels like you have to start perfect. And it makes sense why you do that. Your brain is trying to protect you from shame, from risk, from disappointment. But in trying to protect you from pain, it's quietly keeping you from life. And the cruelest part? The longer you stay stuck, the more certain you become that you don't belong on the playing field at all. That loop doesn't just kill momentum. It erodes identity. It makes you feel like a spectator to your own potential. This isn't just about tools. This is about leverage. Because AI doesn't just make things easier. It makes things faster. It makes things louder. It makes things scale. And whatever you bring to it, even the smallest spark, it multiplies. Your idea for a story? It can turn it into an outline, a script, a visual brand, a launch campaign in hours. Your rough sketch of a product? It can prototype, refine, test, and write the sales page. Before dinner, your voice, the one you've been second-guessing for years, can now reach thousands in a day with the right assist. That's what people don't realize. It's here to reward the ones who dare to begin. Because it doesn't need polish. It needs inputs. Direction, curiosity, motion. If you give it that, even sloppily, even scared, it will give you back momentum, feedback, clarity, reach. But if you give it nothing, it multiplies that too. Silence, inaction, stuckness. It will faithfully accelerate whatever you're feeding it. That's why this moment is so urgent. Because you no longer need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Not 5 years from now. Not once you've figured it all out. Now, before this wave moves on without you, you don't need to master the algorithms. You don't need to code, prompt engineer, or become some kind of futurist. You just need to start where your attention already lives. That niche you've been circling for years, the one you read about when you're supposed to be working, the one you think about in the shower, the one you've already explained 100 times to people who didn't quite get it. That's the one. That's your language. That's your raw material. And now, you have a partner who can help you shape it into something real. Write the post, mock up the idea, outline the offer, let the tools help you with the heavy lifting, so you can finally stay in your zone of genius. You don't need to go viral. You don't need to monetize it all tomorrow. But you do need to begin, not perfectly, just deliberately. Because the sooner you start putting your lens into the world, the faster the world can start responding to it. That's what AI unlocks. Not a shortcut, but a bridge. From your vision to actual visibility. From your drafts to something alive. You don't have to speak anyone else's language. You just have to start speaking yours, and let the tools help you amplify it. What if you didn't launch a business? What if you just wrote the first post? What if you didn't build a brand? What if you just put one idea into form? An idea that's been haunting you for years. What if you let AI help you shape it? Not because you're lazy, but because you're finally done trying to do it all alone. This doesn't have to be your masterpiece. This doesn't have to change your life overnight. But what if it cracked the shell? What if it let you feel momentum again? Not the adrenaline kind, but the quiet, I'm doing it kind. You don't need to bet everything. You just need to bet on one small step, one act of belief, one offering to the future. Let the tools do the part that exhausts you. Let yourself do the part that excites you. And don't make it perfect. Make it real. The truth is, it was never about the tech. It was always about you. What you believe you're allowed to do. What you believe you're allowed to want. What you believe you're allowed to become. AI just took away the barriers. But it also took away the story that said you needed more time. The story that said someone else would figure it out for you. The story that said you had to be extraordinary before you even began. None of that holds anymore, and maybe that's terrifying. But maybe that's freedom, because the tools are here, the moment is now, and everything you need to begin has already arrived. You were never waiting on the right idea. The right idea was waiting on you. So start small, start scared, start messy, but start. Because this time, you're not building alone. You're building with fire in your chest, with the tools of a new world at your fingertips, and with a future that's finally yours to touch. If this stirred something in you, drop a comment. I want to know what this moment means for you, what you're building, or what you're finally ready to stop waiting for. Subscribe if you want more of these. Real talk, real timing, no fluff. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.